Alright, hello everybody. So let's do this. Okay, this is international politics. This is a peer-reviewed paper, and remember that this is for research purposes only because we're trying to understand the relation between China, Russia, and Iran, and also Brics. So, here's the abstract. Um, Russia's high-profile turn to the east, the deterioration of Russia-U.S. relations after the Ukrainian crisis, and China's new assertiveness in the South and East China Seas. Okay. And basically, China and Russia are now aligned in an opposition to the U.S.-led unipolarity. However, alignment. Thus, it is difficult to assess the degree to which China and Russia are aligned. I'm not so sure on that at the moment, but we're going to explore their relationship. So, introduction. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so hold on, we're reading right here. Okay, since the mid-1900s, China-Russia relations have been referred to as partnerships, simply partnerships, limited partnerships, strategic partnerships, or limited defensive strategic partnerships, and a variety of axis of convenience, axis of necessity, and blah blah blah. Um, the framework to assess the degree of alignment between the two countries have been scarce and lack objective measures against the backdrop of intensifying Russia-U.S. Rivalry after the Ukrainian crisis and China's U.S. competition in East and Southeast Asia, as well as new arms deals and joint military drills between Moscow and Beijing. More attention has started to be paid to the comprehensive military cooperation between the two countries. Some observers have raised straightforward questions such as, is there a China-Russia alliance? And the answer to that is yes. They have been working together with military exercises, and we'll get to that. The next peer review paper covers that in pretty good detail, along with Iran. But let's see here. Just kind of going over the intro a little bit. So far, the only thing that we have that they've discovered that brings these two countries together is we're the common enemy and Brics. But I think they're looking more at military right now. Okay, hold on. While the main emphasis is on military cooperation, yeah, so this is kind of like military cooperation as the backbone of strategic alignment in general, and between China and Russia in particular. The paper also assesses China-Russia cooperation on economic and diplomatic dimensions as the robustness check to show that the improvement of bilateral relations is not limited to the military realm. So it's going to cover a little bit of everything, but the focus is military. Okay. yeah, it's going over how the paper is being set up. But throughout the analysis, the paper draws on multiple original Chinese and Russian language documents, reports, and publications that, to date, have been absent from English language studies of China-Russia relations. Okay, so this is where a lot of the information is coming from. To substantiate the analysis, the author also conducted several rounds of interviews with Chinese and Russian foreign policy experts in both China and Russia in 2015 and 2016. The analysis demonstrates that post-Cold War China-Russia relations have, from a low starting point, grown steadily stronger and is close to surpassing what is defined here as the moderate stage of alignment. Furthermore, there exists a strong basis for even more advanced forms of bilateral cooperation. Okay, so this is coming directly from the source. All right. Okay, how much? What's my time so far? Okay, we're about, what was it? I'm getting close to 7 minutes in. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Blah. Okay, relying on formal treaties can also be misleading. Some informal alignments, such as the U.S.-UK, U.S.-Israel, or U.S.-Taiwan alignments, far surpass some formal alliances, such as China DPRK or U.S.-Thailand alliances, in terms of de facto levels of security cooperation. As such, the lack of clear mutual defense pact between China and Russia does not necessarily indicate weak military cooperation. Second, to reflect on the reading a little bit. Okay, so a lot of setting up the paper so far. Talking about the framework where everything is going. We're morally looking for answers or things that lead to something. CBMs, confidence building measures. Okay, so the third indicator, which reflects the beginning of the moderate stage of strategic cooperation, is military technical cooperation, which is accompanied by regular exchanges of military personnel. And I think they said that they passed this part because they're doing exercises together and everything like that, which closes the moderate stage. It's regular. Okay, they are doing regular joint military exercises, and on top of that, um, you know, you can look this up, but Russia's buying weapons from Iran, especially drones, and both China and Iran are in Ukraine. I'm not for sure about the situation in Israel, though. Okay. An empirical assessment of China-Russia military alignment. Since the end of the Cold War, China-Russian relations have progressed from good neighbors in the early 1990s to constructive partnership in 1994, to strategic partnership in 1996, to comprehensive partnership in 2001, then to a comprehensive strategic partnership and coordination in 2012, and most recently to a comprehensive strategic partnership of equality, mutual trust, mutual support, common prosperity, and long-lasting friendship. While these formal names indicate an upward trend, how close are China and Russia based on the objective indicators of military cooperation that were discussed above? Okay. So a lot of this goes back to the 1990s. Um, they were trying to settle border issues. They signed an agreement. Seems like they signed some kind of peace. Okay, more border agreement. Okay, they're definitely working together and these to come to peace and to kind of come together, especially militarily, in the 90s and the early 2000s. Alright. They opened a new communication channel to jointly react to new challenges and protect their national security interests. And then, remember, these talks come easy to them because you gotta also think that, China and Russia were kind of founders of Brics too. Okay, hold on. What's this? Okay, the breadth and depth of China-Russia security consultations continue to increase in response to the contingencies of the international environment in the Asia-Pacific. The case in point, China-Russia Northeast Asia Security Dialogue, a new platform for regional security consultations, which was launched in April 2015 and aimed to create effective security measures in Northeast Asia. This is the most tightly scheduled format, with the frequency of meetings varying based on the urgency of regional issues, and at times having a bi-monthly schedule, which immediately occurred after the U.S. decision to launch the THAAD missile shield in South Korea. What's a THAAD missile shield? And I didn't know South Korea had that. Why do all these other countries have good defense systems, but we don't? Russia and China have been launching new and enhancing existing consultation mechanisms every 3 to 4 years. Okay. To generate a frequency of 20 to 30 high-level security-related consultations per year. This number includes the entire body of regional cooperation formats that occur between provinces and cities educational exchanges, and military exercises. Thus, a high level of inter-military contact between China and Russia occurs almost every 2 weeks. Most of these end with a joint statement or declaration that reflects the two countries' shared view on issues of international politics. These mechanisms have been constantly operating since the date of the establishment, and none have ceased to function. Okay. Let's look at how far is that the military exercises. Not for sure if that's something I want to do today or tomorrow. Yeah. Where was I? Okay, right here. Let's see where I am on time before I go into that. Okay, we're at 15 minutes. Okay, so tomorrow we'll not tomorrow, but next week we'll pick up right here on moderate cooperation, MTC, and regular military exercises. So basically, militarily, we're learning that, you know, it's been happening for quite some time, and the exchanges that they've had been happening for quite some time. And the formation of Brics has also brought China and Russia closer together, along with creating alliances with other countries. And we also know that Russia and Iran have been in an alliance since the 90s, mostly early 2000s, but it began in the 90s. So Russia's been quite busy becoming friends with our enemies. So, I think they knew that this was all building up to something. Alright, so let's call that a day. If you have any questions, let me know, but, like I said, we'll continue, with the military exercises on the next time, and I don't think I've done this one. Maybe in another series, but it's a good review, and we'll be getting into a lot deeper stuff here soon too. But I hope you all have a good one. Peace out, and bye. And this has been a most Americans do not understand China and Russia and Iran relations production.